There are moments in life when the noise of the world becomes so overwhelming, when the pressure of responsibilities, the weight of disappointments, the pain of losses, and the uncertainty of tomorrow combine into a storm that rages so loudly in our hearts that we can no longer distinguish the voice of truth from the whispers of fear. And it is in those moments that God leans close and says, "I want to talk to you right now. It is urgent. Open your heart and listen," because His words are not like the words of men, which often confuse, mislead, or wound. But His words are living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, capable of cutting through the fog of confusion and bringing light into the deepest darkness. God is saying to you right now that you have spent enough time carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders, enough time trying to figure everything out on your own, enough time replaying the mistakes of yesterday and worrying about the problems of tomorrow. Because the truth is that the weight of the world is not yours to carry, and the battle you are fighting is not yours to win alone. For the Lord has already gone before you. He has already seen the road you are walking. He has already marked every step. And He is reminding you that you are not abandoned in the wilderness, but guided by His presence, which is why He calls this message urgent, because He knows how easily a weary heart can lose hope, how quickly despair can sneak in, how silently the enemy tries to plant seeds of doubt when you are at your weakest. The reason He is calling you urgently, the reason He wants you to open this message now, is because He knows that timing is everything. And there are moments in your life when a single word from Him can prevent you from making a wrong decision, can protect you from walking into the wrong room, can preserve you from a trap you didn't even see coming, and can redirect you onto the path He had ordained for you long before you were born. A path that is filled not with confusion and emptiness, but with purpose, joy, provision, and peace, because He is the God who does not just watch your life from a distance, but actively works in every detail. God is saying to you right now, my child, I see the tears you have cried in secret, the nights you couldn't sleep because your thoughts kept circling the same fears, the mornings you woke up exhausted because your soul never found rest. And I am here to tell you that I have not ignored your prayers. I have not been silent to your cries. I have been preparing something greater for you. And this is why I need you to listen to me urgently, because the breakthrough you have been asking for is closer than you think. But I need you to hold on. I need you to trust. I need you to not give up before you see what I have promised. There is a reason you are reading this now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not weeks from now, but in this exact moment of your life. Because God is intentional with everything He does. And the fact that your eyes are on these words is a confirmation that the Creator of the universe is speaking directly into your situation. And He is saying, do not believe the lie that you are alone. Do not believe the lie that your best days are behind you. Do not believe the lie that things will never change. Because I am working right now. I am moving pieces you cannot see. I am sending people you have not met. I am arranging opportunities that will knock on your door. And I am preparing to turn everything around in such a way that you will look back and realize that every delay, every detour, and every disappointment was a part of a bigger plan that was always leading you here. This is urgent because God knows how close you are to stepping into the very thing you prayed for. And the enemy also knows, which is why the attacks have increased, the doubts have grown louder, the temptations feel stronger, and the obstacles seem larger. But God is saying, do not fear, for no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you I will silence. For I am your defender, I am your protector, I am your healer, and I am your provider. And if I am for you, then nothing and no one can stand against you. God is saying to you urgently right now, release the anxiety, release the overthinking, release the fear that has wrapped itself around your heart, and give it all to me, because I am not a God of confusion, but of peace. I am not a God who abandons, but a God who restores. I am not a God who delays without purpose, but a God who makes everything beautiful in its time. And the time for you to receive, the time for you to be restored, the time for you to walk in favor is drawing near. But I need you to prepare your heart. I need you to strengthen your faith. I need you to trust in me with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding.
He is saying urgently, This is not the end for you. This is the beginning. This is not your defeat. This is your setup for victory. This is not where your story closes. This is where your testimony is born. Because I am about to turn the very thing that was meant to harm you into the very thing that lifts you. I am about to take the ashes of what was lost and exchange them for beauty. I'm about to replace the pain with purpose, the mourning with joy, the weakness with strength. Because I am the God who brings dead things back to life, the God who makes a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert, the God who took Joseph from the pit to the palace, who took David from the field to the throne, who took the cross of suffering and turned it into the symbol of victory. And the urgency of this message is also about your identity, because the world has tried to convince you that you are less than, that you are forgotten, that you are unworthy. But God is saying, you are my child, chosen, set apart, called, anointed, and loved beyond measure. And you need to stop seeing yourself through the lens of past mistakes and failures, because I do not define you by what went wrong. I define you by what I have placed inside of you. And I declare over you that you are strong, you are capable, you are victorious, and you are destined for greater things than you can imagine. God is urgently reminding you today that the silence you thought was His absence was actually His preparation. That the delays you thought were denials were actually His protection. And that the closed doors you thought were rejection were actually His redirection, because His ways are higher than your ways, and His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. And He knows the plans He has for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future, and He will bring them to pass at the appointed time. So right now, He is saying, open your heart, open your ears, open your spirit. Because I am speaking life into you. I am speaking peace into you. I am speaking healing into you. I am speaking provision into you. And I am speaking victory into you. And I need you to believe it, to claim it, to declare it, to walk in it. Because what I am about to do in your life will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will not be explainable by human logic. It will be miraculous, undeniable, and unshakable. And everyone around you will know that it was me. And as you read this, as you let these words sink deep into your heart, know that this is not an accident. This is not coincidence. This is not just another moment scrolling through life. This is a divine appointment, a reminder that the God of heaven has stopped you right here, right now, because He urgently wanted to tell you, you are loved, you are chosen, you are seen, you are heard, you are protected, you are provided for, and you are about to step into blessings that will change your life forever.
God is saying to you right now, with a voice that is both gentle and firm, that He has been watching you through every sleepless night, through every anxious thought, through every moment when you felt like giving up. And He is urgently reminding you that even when you felt invisible to others, you were never invisible to Him. Even when you felt ignored by people, you were never ignored by heaven, because His eyes never leave you and His presence has never departed from you. And He wants you to know today that His timing is never late, His promises never fail, and His love never runs out. And if you could only see the things He has been preparing for you behind the scenes, you would stop doubting, you would stop fearing, and you would start rejoicing in advance. Because what is coming is greater than what you lost, and what He is building is far stronger than what was broken. He is urgently calling you because you have reached a point in your journey where decisions matter more than ever, where the temptation to quit seems stronger than the motivation to keep going, where the noise of the world drowns out the whisper of faith. And He is saying, do not walk away now. Do not let discouragement win. Do not hand over your victory to the enemy, because I have already written the final chapter of your story, and in that chapter, you do not end in defeat. You do not remain in despair. You do not stay stuck where you are, but you rise, you overcome, you flourish, and you shine, because I have destined you for greatness. I have created you for purpose, and I have appointed you for a future that is bigger than your imagination.
God is saying with urgency that this is the hour for you to realign your heart. This is the moment for you to lift your eyes away from the storm and fix them on Him, because He knows how quickly fear can grow when your focus is on the waves instead of the Savior. And He is urgently reminding you of the story of Peter walking on water. Because the truth is that Peter only began to sink when he looked away. And in the same way, you too have begun to feel like you are drowning because your focus has shifted. But God is saying, lift your eyes back to me, hold on to my hand, and watch how I will not only keep you from sinking, but also walk you across the very waters that were meant to drown you. Because what the enemy designed to destroy you will become the very testimony that elevates you. The urgency in His voice is not to scare you, but to save you, not to burden you, but to bless you, not to pressure you, but to prepare you, because He knows how close you are to stepping into a season where prayers are answered, where doors open suddenly, where healing flows freely, where opportunities multiply, where relationships are restored, where finances are replenished, where clarity replaces confusion, where peace overwhelms anxiety, and where joy rises higher than sorrow. And He is saying, if you faint now, you will miss it. If you give up now, you will lose it. But if you endure, if you trust, if you keep pressing forward, you will see my glory revealed in ways you cannot imagine. God is saying with urgency that He wants you to silence the lies of the enemy, the whispers that tell you that you are not enough, the voices that try to convince you that you are forgotten, because those voices are not from Him. They are from the one who fears what will happen when you realize your true identity, when you walk fully in the power of your calling, when you step boldly into the promises prepared for you. And He is saying, do not let them rob you of your confidence. Do not let them steal your joy. Do not let them block your blessing, because I have already equipped you with everything you need. I have already placed victory in your spirit, and I have already spoken over your future, and nothing can cancel what I have decreed. He is urgently saying, my child, I know you feel weak. I know you feel tired. I know you feel like your strength is gone. But I want you to know that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. And when you can no longer walk, I will carry you. When you can no longer fight, I will defend you. When you can no longer hope, I will fill you with faith. And when you can no longer see the way forward, I will shine a light on the path. Because I am your refuge. I am your strength. I am your shelter, and I am your shield. And you are never alone, not for a single second. This is urgent because heaven's calendar is aligning with your prayers, because divine timing is unfolding even now, because the answers you have long waited for are closer than you think. And God is saying, stand firm, hold fast, keep the faith, because your season is changing, your atmosphere is shifting, your breakthrough is rising, and your blessing is about to manifest. And when it does, it will come suddenly, it will come powerfully, it will come undeniably, and it will leave you with no doubt that it was my hand that did it, my grace that provided it, and my love that sustained you through the waiting.
God is speaking urgently to you right now, saying, my child, I know the weight you have carried in secret. I know the burdens that have pressed so heavily upon your heart that even when you tried to smile, the heaviness remained. I know the nights when sleep felt impossible because your mind refused to rest and your spirit was restless. And I am telling you now that I see every tear, I hear every silent cry, I feel every pang of your disappointment, and I am coming to lift it all, to replace sorrow with joy, anxiety with peace, despair with hope, confusion with clarity, and loss with restoration, because I am not a God who leaves the broken unattended, nor do I delay when your heart is desperate for my intervention. God is saying urgently, do not allow fear to dictate your actions. Do not allow doubt to steal your faith. Do not allow the opinions of others or the circumstances around you to cloud your vision of what I have prepared for you, because I have already gone ahead of you. I have already paved the way. I have already orchestrated the connections, the doors, the opportunities, and the breakthroughs that will come to you in the perfect timing.
And if you only hold on, if you only trust, if you only obey, you will experience the fullness of the plan I have been preparing long before you even prayed, long before you even hoped, and long before you even dreamed of what is now about to manifest in your life. He is urgently reminding you that the enemy is aware of the season you are entering, which is why attacks may have intensified, why confusion may have seemed to multiply, why obstacles appeared insurmountable, and why fear tried to convince you that nothing would ever change. But God is saying, do not give in to those lies. For the very things the enemy meant to destroy you, I will use to promote you. The very storms that were meant to drown you, I will transform into a stage for your victory. The very setbacks that tried to delay your blessing, I will flip to accelerate your breakthrough. The very losses that seemed permanent, I will turn into testimonies of restoration and abundance. And the very wounds that felt impossible to heal, I will transform into sources of strength, resilience, and inspiration for you and for others. God is urgently saying, my child, the reason I am calling you now, and calling you with such insistence, is because I am about to release a sequence of supernatural favor, divine connections, unexpected resources, sudden breakthroughs, and miraculous interventions into your life. And if you fail to pay attention, if you hesitate, if you let the fear of the unknown make you postpone obedience, you may miss the moment that I have aligned for you, because heaven's timing is precise, and this is the appointed hour when your breakthrough must enter, your doors must open, your blessings must be released, and your victory must manifest. And I am calling you to receive it with readiness, faith, and expectation. He is saying to you right now, stop trying to control everything on your own. Stop striving in your own strength. Stop forcing outcomes that I have already planned to give you. Because I am the God who knows the end from the beginning. I am the God who sees the unseen. I am the God who ordains every detail for your good. And I am saying to you, lay down the anxiety, lay down the fear, lay down the worry, and take up my peace, my strength, my wisdom, and my guidance, because the path I have prepared for you is one of abundance, favor, and supernatural provision, and it is ready for you to walk into it right now if you simply open your heart to hear me, trust me, and obey me. God is urgently speaking to your spirit that this is not a time for delay, not a time for hesitation, not a time to question your worth or your ability, because He has already positioned you for victory. He has already declared your success. He has already set your steps into alignment with destiny. And He is saying, your breakthrough is already on the way. Your healing is already working behind the scenes. Your finances are already multiplying. Your relationships are already being restored. And the things you thought were lost forever are already being returned with added blessing. And all you need to do is remain faithful, remain hopeful, remain expectant, because I, the Lord, am faithful to fulfill every promise I have spoken over your life. God is urgently reminding you that He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And because He never changes, the power that parted the Red Sea, raised the dead, fed thousands with a few loaves and fishes, healed the sick, calmed storms, and conquered death itself, is the same power that is moving on your behalf right now. And He is saying, do not be discouraged by what you see with your eyes. Do not be anxious because of what seems impossible. Do not doubt because of what has been delayed. For I am the God of sudden miracles, unexpected breakthroughs, and divine turnarounds. And I am working even when you cannot see it, preparing everything for your good, your growth, your glory, and your testimony, so that when it manifests, you will stand amazed and glorify my name.
God is speaking to you urgently right now, saying, my child, I know the battles you have faced in secret. I know the moments when you felt alone. I know the times when your faith was tested beyond measure. And I want you to hear me clearly today, that none of your suffering, none of your waiting, none of your struggles have been in vain, because I have been orchestrating every detail behind the scenes, arranging every person, every circumstance, every opportunity, and every miracle in such a way that when the time comes, you will see my hand so clearly, so powerfully,
and so personally that there will be no doubt in your mind that it was I, the Almighty, who brought you from where you were to where you are destined to be. God is urgently saying, do not underestimate the importance of this very moment, because there are divine alignments taking place even now, connections being made, doors being opened, and blessings being released. And if you do not pay attention, if you do not open your heart fully, if you do not position yourself in faith and obedience, you may miss the fullness of what I am about to do. Because timing in heaven is precise, and every promise I've spoken over your life is ready to manifest in a way that will exceed your expectations and silence every voice of doubt, including your own.